Good afternoon to everyone. This is the power of healing with Utabi Ngowekethelo. I believe it is freezing outside, so I was told. So yeah, I hope you guys are safe at home, relaxing. So today, I'm going to share some insights, ne? Okay. I'm going to share some little or small wisdom that I gathered on my journey. Uh, so before, okay, so I'm going to talk about identification of a calling, ne? Same as sort of like identification of profession. So I'm going to explain an identification of a calling so we understand certain things. Now, and then I'm going to explain a breakthrough. So I think a few days ago I got a question about a breakthrough. So I thought, let me share some insights on a breakthrough. Okay. Yeah. Guys, I think before I start, ne? Before I start, I need to warn you on this one. Be very careful of being told big words. Be very careful of being told big words. And big promises. Ne? Big words on and big promises ezingekho that are not true. I've had this. I don't know whether from last week. I've had this thing. People saying, I met this person watching Nenzuza. I met this person watching Nenkosazane. Or I met this person watching Wena Mandlako. You must understand that with some people, this calling ifakisinkwe ekhaya. Okay? I-calling ifakisinkwe ekhaya. So be very careful of being told big words, because big words and big promises can go into your head. I remember when I made a video, I think a few months ago, I said a spiritual gift can make one feel like they've got supernatural powers, or they're this most supernatural being that has never existed. It has a way of making you feel like that, and I speak about ego and pride most of the time. It has a way of getting into your head. A spiritual gift has a way of getting into your head. So if you are told to go to another thing, you must get this thing, you must be very careful. People are going to mislead you. If you want the extraordinary power that nobody else, you are going to be misled. Okay, collab. I just wanted to warn you when I speak about identification. Yeah. I also wanted to say this: we are not measured by how much or what we weigh. We are not measured by how much or what we weigh, but we are measured by our deeds. Okay? How we do things, how we conduct ourselves, and what we do for others. When I spoke about our deeds, what we do for others, how we conduct ourselves, and how we do things. That's what we are measured on. That is what we are measured on in a spiritual journey. Not what we wear, and definitely not how much we wear. And I think that is why I wanted to speak about the identification. And as short as this video is going to be, I'm going to say this. These things, the beads, amabai, ishoba. I can collect mine, you'll see mine. Induku. Those things are identification of what we are. They do not possess the power nor the gift. Those things do not possess the gift or the calling. The calling is inside a person. The healing gift is inside the person. These are just identification. Yabantu engihamba nabo, or my path, or my journey, or who I am in the spiritual realm. These are just identifications. Singawafaka amabhayi crosses, sifake yonke into, but those are just identifications of your journey. As much as with a doctor, you'll find a doctor wearing certain clothing. You'd find a nurse wearing certain clothing. You would find a judge in a courthouse wearing certain garments. You'd find a lawyer wearing certain things to show that I'm an advocate, I'm a lawyer, I'm a judge, I'm a doctor. There is identification of clothing that they have to show you ukuthi uyini lo muntu. So as with us in the spiritual healing journey. So being a medium or a shaman is inside here. I can remove all these things and still read you and still consult. There are times where you would not find me wearing beads, but I can still read you and I can still tell you your things without wearing these things. They possess no power. And the way ngisebenza ngakhona mina, I think mine are even fading away. The color is fading. That shows ukuthi siyasebenza. So if they can be loose, zilahleke. Why mazilusi zilahleka zifihleka sikwazi ukusebenza ngazo without zona? That means they possess nothing but just identification of what the calling is all about, or what you are, or who you are. So that's what I wanted to say, guys. We are not measured by them, but by what we do for others, by how we conduct ourselves and how we do things. The calling, in following the calling is inside me. Ungowekethelo is a healer, not the beads, not Damabai, not Indugu, not Iskali, not Indugetus, not. The person that's living inside you is the one that's doing the work. Okay? That's that. And when then it comes to breakthrough, hey, there's a lot that I have to say about it. Breakthrough. I was hoping this video would be short. Now, there's this thing about it, breakthrough, ne? Ne? The first thing is that some people are delayed from a breakthrough, or some people cannot see their breakthrough because they are holding on to what used to be. So some people are holding on to what used to be and delaying what should be. What do I mean? The fact that you had things, you had your career, you had money, you do things the way ufuna ngakhona, you had cars and all of those things mhlamba sekho, ne? And now you understand that I'm in a spiritual journey. Holding on to the past things that you had and having that grudge of I had my things. Now, abantu, you're not going to get your breakthrough. You're not going to finish. You're not going to go back, or you're not going to reach what should be for you, what's intended for you. So breakthrough works kakhulu with letting go of some of the things, and I'll explain food. So holding on to what used to be is not going to make the journey easy as well. And you are going to struggle now emotionally, because this thing iyakudraina. Secondly, stop fighting what will be, because at the end of the day, what will be should be. Stop fighting will be what will be. Get into a space where you understand. Okay, let me say this. You need to know that you can change. You need to change. You need to change the things you cannot accept and accept the things you cannot change. That's what a spiritual journey is all about. When I say change the things you cannot accept, if you cannot accept the fact that things have changed and there's a bit of a struggle and you don't know why, and there's a bit of a delay in your breakthrough and you don't know why, then you need to stand up and search and action. After searching and getting the resolution, and act on it. I always say this, act on it, so that you can get your breakthrough with, okay, I've done this. Now what is the progress? Ne? If you cannot change anything, then you need to let go. If the things that you cannot and in accepting the things you cannot change, accept them. That, okay, I cannot change it. I cannot change the fact that now I'm in a spiritual path where I need to get to understand myself and align my spiritual being with the physical being. Ne? You need to let go, and you need to accept that you cannot change that. You cannot change your purpose. Your purpose in life, you cannot change that. Now, breakthrough comes from inner peace, guys. I made videos about inner peace because there was a reason. Breakthrough comes from inner peace, comes from being at peace inside. You will see your breakthrough. I always talk about the dreams and the visions. It's not only about that. When you are going to depend on the dreams, mawavaleka lamaphupho ungasaphuphi, you're going to be worried, and now you're going to delay izinto because awusaphuphi. And now you can't go back, you can't go forward because you don't understand what's going on because awusaphuphi. Then you are depending on dreams to guide you. And the spiritual journey is not about dreams only. The spiritual journey is about understanding the signs that happen around you in every second of the day. Breakthrough comes from inner peace. Breakthrough in inner peace, you're going to have to leave some things behind to get your inner peace. There are people that you're going to have to leave behind. There are things that you're going to have to leave behind. There's living arrangements that you're going to have to leave behind to get your inner peace, because those things or those people are delaying your progress or your breakthrough and understanding who you are. Okay. If you depend on people for validations of what you are doing, on what you are doing in your path, you're going to fail. I said stop this thing of trying to understand spiritual things, your physical mindset. That is why in most cases abogogo bathi decrease your cycle. Decrease your cycle of friends, your social cycle, for you to get a breakthrough. Khona kufanele basale endleleni. Okay, and then inner peace, guys, comes from dealing with parts of your emotional baggage or luggage. So inner peace comes from dealing with parts, or comes from dealing with past baggages and luggages. Now I'm going to teach you how to deal with it, because I always talk about this with my clients. Now the first exercise I'm going to teach you is this one. Ne? This one. I'm not sure if it's clear. So on the other side, you're going to do this page. On the other side, you're going to write your trials. And then on this side, you're going to say how I overcame those trials. So you're going to write the trial. Single parent, how did you overcome being a single parent? Losing a job, how did you overcome it? Why am I doing this? I want to show you that you have you are capable. Okay, you are capable of moving on and growing from what you have learned, from you have learned, and past experiences. And in overcoming certain trials, we gain strength. In overcoming certain trials in your life, there is a strength that you have gained. There is a lesson that you have learned. So I want you to do that exercise. Write your trials and how you overcome those trials. I'm not talking about the trials that are happening now. I'm talking about the trials that from way back. Even if you go back from being from childhood, things that you went through. Obviously trials are painful and hard. So write how you've overcame them. So thank me later. Your strength comes from that. And then there was this other one. There's this other one that I always practice with my client. This one. This one. You see, this is a circle, ne? The circle is round. This is you. This is your whole life. Your luggage. Ne? This is your luggage. The circle. Now in this circle, which is your your luggage or your life, needs you to do this. It needs you to break it down, or break it down into portions. That's why I always say wonke umuntu has a plate of emotional baggage that they went through, or things that they went through. Wonke umuntu une-plate. This is your plate. But then you need to divide your plate into portions. You need to make it into 7 colors meal. And then today or 1 week you deal with your beetroot. The following week you deal with your pumpkin. The other week you deal with your potatoes. That is how you deal with things. Portion by portion. That is how you pray to God. Bring one portion at a time. Mawuzolithatha lonke le plate, as round as it was, and give it to God. He will not understand ukuthi fanele aqale ngeyiphi. But once when you break it down, if you break it down and you go to your ancestors or your spirit guides and say, now today I'm dealing with this beetroot, and scream and cry about it and shout and hit someone, that is how you deal with things. And that is how you're going to get your breakthrough. Because in each thing that you deal with, and you deal with the emotions that come with it, and you deal with the anger and the frustration that comes with it, at the end of the day, you're a healer. You deal, take as long as you have to, and deal with it is a healer. But in dealing with that thing, sometimes you get it's close people who have created that situation. Deal with it and move on. You can only change your space, not other people's spaces. You are going through your own path and your destination, and unfortunately you cannot take anyone to your destination. It's your journey and your journey alone. So you need to deal with your portion of things and move on. Move to the next thing, move to the next thing. Because the impact now, after you've dealt with it, the impact of it, when it comes back to hit you, it's no longer the same. Because we delete our color, our scream, our answer, everything. Breakthrough comes from inner peace and letting go of things. Because once you're at peace, you see things clearly, guys. The messages that you're supposed to receive from that other world, you will receive clearly. The visions that you're supposed to, that you see, and you will understand clearly. Now, there's something that I also wanted to share, which is now fighting with what will be. So in most cases, you tell abantu, okay, this is what's going on in your life. This is who is present and acting out in your life. And hey, it's very bitter to swallow, hey? It's very bitter to swallow, but it is what it is. And you wanted a breakthrough, and for you to get a breakthrough, you're going to have to deal with this situation, unfortunately. I tend to be brutally honest when it comes to that. You cannot choose ukuthi ufuna izinto zibe kanjani. You cannot choose that this is better for me. I want this ancestor to come through. I want this spirit to come through. I want to be told this. You don't choose. We can only tell you what we see. It's up to you whether you want to take it or not. Everything I always say is a choice. Even accepting certain things is a choice, whether you want to accept it or not. But the fact is, you're going to be held back until you deal with those things. And sometimes it's not even a difficult thing. Sometimes it's just aligning that spirit or that ancestor, aligning them to be in a better position yokwenza izinto, or ukubalungisela so that you'll be able to focus on your life and move on. Sometimes they just want you to fix, and that's it. Sometimes they just want you to fix. Sometimes they just want you to acknowledge and accept certain things, acknowledge and and that's it. It's not as difficult as you think it is most of the time, but you make it difficult. So that's that, guys. I just wanted to share that. Let's understand how breakthrough comes, and let's understand what identification is. Okay? Identification does not define who we are. Also, it does not define who we are. As I said, ungazigqoka zonke, but it really does not define who you are. And what you can do does not define that. Okay, it's just there to show, to say lo muntu unamandla so, uhamba nabantu abaso, ukanje. But everything comes from you. Comes from you. The gift comes from you. The talent comes from you. But that's all I wanted to say, guys, and I hope you do learn and siyakula, because the whole point of all of this is for us to get our breakthrough. Sikhulisane sikhule. Thank you so much.